Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I got back from Dearborn. It's been very hard catching up with everything, get things done. Uh, I'm kind of caught up. I had more Dearborn videos, but didn't seem like anybody really liked them, so I just didn't even bother posting them because they weren't getting any views. So today we got another repair video. Mom and Dad's 89 town car. They tell me that it just keeps switching from cold to hot. It continues to blow, but the air conditioner just keeps going off, and we know it's not a Freon issue or anything like that. So just from my personal experience with these cars, I have a feeling it's the automatic temperature control sensor, and it's located right below the dash pad here, and here's the opening for it where it senses the air in the car. So we got to take the dash pad off. In most cases, I found too that a lot of times it's just dirty, and this car's got 176,000 miles on it now, and we've never had the dash pad off of this car. And I did find 7 of these laying around here. Every time I see one in the junkyard, I grab it. Of course, there's no way to check them in the junkyard to know if they're good or not. A lot of times you just get dirty in here and in here. You blow them out real good. Maybe with some electrical cleaner or something and blow them out, and then they'll work again. But I've got written on one of these, well, see this one here I've got written on there, don't think good. So for some reason I don't think that one's any good. And this one I've got written on that it's good. So evidently I got it out of a parts car or something, or I wouldn't have put that on there. I mean, I've clearly taken out of a car that I knew for sure worked, or I would not have written good on there. But we're going to try, and heck, it looks dirty too. They all do, because I mean, it's right here. It's where all that stuff gets sucked up in there. There's no type of filter or anything, so it just catches all that dirt. But we'll put this one in there, but I want to take this one out. Before we put that one in there, I want to at least clean this one and put it back in and drive it for a while with the dash pad off. It won't hurt anything, and see if that takes care of it. I haven't witnessed how often it does it. I know they're complaining about it. It sounds pretty bad, so I'm thinking if I take it for a drive, I should know pretty quick if it's fixed or not. So let's get the camera off there and show you what's involved in taking the dash pad off and changing this thing. Okay, as I remember, what you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, a regular one, regular length, normal, and a stubby one. I think a stubby one is what takes the cable off of that sensor, that the temperature lever cable comes over here and turns that back and forth. I think that's held on with the Phillips screw, so, and it's hard to get in there with the windshield, so you need a stubby screwdriver. And I think it's actually a 1/4 inch that holds that sensor on there, and then I got a flashlight. But so the first thing we're going to do is get all these Phillips screws out of the dash pad. There's one on each end. Let me just go ahead and take this one out and show you, because these 2 on each end, don't put the screws back in the wrong spot. That drives me nuts. See, this is a big, like, tapered screw that goes in there to keep from cracking the dash when it tightens up. So lay this all the way over here to the side, because you know that one goes all the way to the end of the dash. And then you've got them running across the bottom here. 1, 2, 3. And then, I don't know if you can see this, but if you see this, the ones with this metal clip slipped on here, these don't go in the dash pad, I don't think. I don't think you have to take this one out. Could be wrong. This one, I'm pretty sure is the dash. Now that's weird. There's not one in the center, and there should be, but it doesn't appear that there has ever been one there since day one. You can't even see where a screw was ever tightened up there. And then you got 2 over there on that end, and I see another metal clip there. I'm pretty sure the ones with metal clips do not have to come out. And then you've got another one over there on the end, like this one that we just took out. And then you got two up here in the AC vents, but or in the defrost vents. But before you do anything in there, you lay a rag of some sort down in there before you ever take those screws out, to make sure that if you drop it, it lays on the rag and doesn't fall down into the heater plenum, because then you're just without that screw, and if it jams up a door that needs to open or close or something, you're really in a bad way. So get that tucked down in there like so before you take the screws out. And you really need both hands. So let me see if I can set this up somewhere. Okay, I got this sitting on the hood. And I'm going to go around in here and I'm going to show you what I mean about taking these screws out of the defrost vent. As it comes out of there, get your finger behind it and keep it held onto the screwdriver. See, I'm holding pressure back on the onto the screwdriver as I'm turning it out. And I was able to keep my fingers on it. I've got it. Okay, I got both of those out. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, here we go on the other side. Okay, we got those out successfully without dropping them. Now we're going to take the one out of this end. I'm going to set it all the way over here to the side in the floor. And we've got this one, I'm pretty sure is holding the dash pad down. See how the dash is going up? So it definitely is. And I'm going to lay that down here in a row so I know from side to side which way they go back in. I want to put them in the exact same hole that they came out of. And I really do believe there should be one here in the center, but there's not. This one, next in line. And again, see, this one's got a clip, so I don't think we're taking it out. So we will take these out, the three above the glove box. Let's see. Okay, got those three out. The dash pad's ready to just lift off. I'm going to lay these down here together so I know that's the three that went out, that came out there. They're all the same length and everything. So those three came from above the glove box. And I've got the ones from the defrost vents laying together too, because they are definitely one all by themselves as well. So the defrost ones are one screw, the ones on each end are one screw, and these that go across here are a different screw. I can't stand it when I get in something and somebody's put something back where it doesn't belong. So let me get this set up and we'll lift the dash pad out. Okay. Now that all the screws are out, we're going to tilt the wheel down. We're going to lift up and just pull straight back. This dash does not have any cracks in it, and I don't want any cracks in it. And I got the LTD covered up over here real good, so I'm just going to lay this on top of the LTD. Okay. So here's the sensor that we're talking about. Looks like it's held on with these two little, like I said, I think they're 1/4 inch. Let's see. Yep, 1/4 inch. And is this stubby gonna work? Wow, I think that's a Torx. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever seen a Torx bit on one of these cars. So I guess that's just what Ford had that day. So let me get a Torx bit, hold on. Okay, this is a T20, or it looks like you could probably use a 7mm socket on it as well. I swear, I think I've only ever seen Phillips screws in these. This is the first one I've ever ran across like this. So we're gonna just slip the cable off of it. In case you guys didn't know, well, I mean, this is a dead giveaway over here that the alarm's flashing, that this car has the factory installed alarm. But this is your module right here. These fuses right here all have to do with the factory alarm, because your module is bolted right down here on this bracket right here. That's the alarm control module for the factory. Now, I might be better off with a nut driver rather than that little ratchet. Let me grab that. Okay. I don't know, I don't get on it too good with that. I don't even think about this when I'm in the junkyard. I just get it off there with whatever I've got to get it off. I'm just going to lay these down here with the one I took out for the cable. And this stuff here, this foam is just all crumbly. There's nothing you can do about it. If it touches it, or if you touch it, it's just going to fall apart. There's nothing left of it. Nothing you can do about it. Okay, now we've got to get down here in the glove box. It's a lot easier in the junkyard too if the glove box is out, which they usually are. But you see this rubber hose right here that goes to that canister? That's what automatically opens and closes your blend door. And the vacuum hoses for this automatic temperature control sensor are connected to it. So I'm going to try to get my hands on it and pull it up through here and unplug it. There it is. The one that has the two here are what goes up. So it's got a little clip there that you just pull down. This is rubber, and we've got a clip right here that we push up to unplug these. Hold on, I'm gonna need both hands. There, see, you had this little nipple right here was holding it, and then this clip right here was holding it. And that's how it went together right there. So I'm gonna stick this back up through here. And then we've also got this tube here that goes outside, this white one. Okay, got that pulled up through there. Now this one I usually have to twist off. Let me see if I can get this set up again. There. Now it is just plumb full of dirt, so I'm just going to blow it out gently. All right, I'm just going to go slowly in here. See all that stuff flying out of there? That's really got something almost looks like a weed in there. I'm not giving it full-blown air either. All right, let's go put this one back in. Okay. I grabbed me an extension to put these little screws back on. And I put the camera back in there since you guys actually saw in here and saw what I was doing. So we got to feed these back down through here. And there they are. And this one came unplugged off of the canister, so I got to figure out how to get that stuck back on there. We got to look at a couple other things on this car too. Dad's complaining that it idles up too high sometimes, it won't come down, and I think it's the idle control motor that's causing it. And they said sometimes the trunk won't pop, but I've tried it 3 or 4 times since it's been here, and it's popped every time, of course. Now we're just going to put a cable back over the little thing there. And this is adjustable. I don't know why they didn't make it there. So I'm going to try to put this screw right smack dab. You can see where it was tightened down on there. Try to put it in the exact same spot. Okay, go ahead and plug this back in. Now we got to get this in back on the canister. My hand, I think, is going to go back here. If you got very big hands, you may have to get one of your kids or somebody to do it for you if that comes off. Okay, it's all plugged back up. Let's see if we have air right now. Sounds like one of the belts needs tightening. Cold. See, here's what's happening. Geez, let me shut that door. Okay, see, when you move this lever right here, here's what's happening. You're moving this back and forth. So this should turn to hot. Well, maybe not hot because the car hasn't been running. Definitely hear a different airflow. See, it's not cold anymore. It's like lukewarm because the car's been shut off since this morning. So we're going to go back over to cold. And we're blowing full blast cold air again. So I guess what we're going to do, check it out, there's part of the build sheet. I wonder if the rest of it's on the bottom of the dash. I didn't notice that. I guess what we're going to do is just leave this dash pad off and go for a drive and see how long it lasts, and I'll call Mom and Dad and ask them how long I should expect it to stay cold, or how often it was switching back and forth on its own. I'll call them and then we'll go for a drive. Well, Dad said you just never know when it's going to do it. It may work on a whole trip. He said he went to my niece's in Maryville last week and it worked all the way till I got home and almost pulled in the garage and it switched to hot. So I need to figure out which belt's squeaking too. That's going to drive me nuts. let's see if it's cold now. I need to go to town anyway and get a tarp to put on this convertible out here. It's supposed to rain again. I think a cat fell through it. It's cold right now. Well, I guess I better get my seatbelt on. And I don't have my sunglasses either. But that's all right. So we're driving around with the dash pad off. Geez, it's already rained more than I thought. There's puddles in the road. No sense in eating up video time. I will get off here and I'll let you guys know if it switches back to heat. Cross your fingers. Well, I've been to town and back, and that's probably about 8 miles total. It says it's 90 degrees out there on the thermometer, almost. And it hasn't kicked off once. And I have even switched it over all the way to hot. And you can hear the air temperature change there, or the air speed change. And, you know, of course, the car's up to operating temperature now, and we're getting hot air. So it's switching to hot like it's supposed to. All the way back over to cold. You hear the air pick up, and we're blowing ice cold still. So I don't know, I guess I will just, I mean, they've got my truck, and I mean, it's not like they don't have something else to drive, because Dad's got a truck too. So probably move on to looking at the trunk and this idle control motor, and I'll just drive this for a day or two and see what it does. Alright guys, it's 2 days later. I've had this car back and forth to town multiple times, and the air conditioner has never switched back to heat. It stayed ice cold the whole time I needed it to. It even works on auto. I wanted to point out too that, you know, you can take this bottom insulation off below the glove box too, to reach up in there to those hoses. It was just easier for me to reach right through there and get to them, but you can definitely get to them from the bottom. I just wanted to point that out. But okay, let's go to AC, and it's definitely blowing cold. I just got back from town, so slide it over to hot. Hear a little bit of a change in the airflow there, and we definitely got heat blowing out, because the car is definitely up to temperature now. So we're going to go back all the way over to cold. Speeds up. And then also, if you want to go down to auto, the auto temp in this car works exceptionally well. These were a very good automatic temperature control system in these cars. Pretty dependable. So it's blowing cold, and see, we're down here in the auto setting. We're gonna go over, turn it up. Hear that? Slows down. Go up it a little bit more. We're up to 80, and see, it's pretty much, it's barely blowing out now because we've turned it up. I mean, it's still, it's just slowly blowing out cold, just exactly like it's supposed to. Say you want it to be 75 degrees in the car. There, it picks up a little bit. There it goes. And then once it gets up to, or down to 75 degrees, then it's going to slow down again. So the auto temp works exactly like it's supposed to. So let's get this thing put back together. Alrighty, I'm gonna go grab that dash here in a bit, and these things right here, we're gonna put these in first, the defrost vent screws. We're gonna lay the dash on here, and then we're gonna put them in first, because when we put these here on the front, it kind of pulls that dash down, and I don't want to do that because I want to be able to make sure the dash is down all the way in the back to hit these holes for those things. So let me get it set up and go grab the dash. All right, I got the dash pad. Steering wheel is tilted all the way down, and we're coming through with the dash pad. Try not to hit anything. In we go. Remember, oops, I kicked that. Let's make sure we're still on. We're going to put a rag down in these defrost vents. I believe we're right on where we need to be. So here we go. We're going to put a rag in here. And we'll see if we can hit the holes. Okay, let's see if we can hit the holes. And remember, it takes these screws here. Keep them separate. Just snug them, don't over tighten them, and don't take a chance on cracking the dash. Okay. Let's move over to the other side. Okay, let's get you guys set back up in the car. Okay, I got you set up over here on the driver's side. So before we put the one in the side here, we're going to go ahead and put this one in so it sucks the dash pad down. Just like that. Remember, you got this long tapered one for the side. Again, don't over tighten it. Now, if you remember, this one was missing out of the center here, and I've looked real quick and I don't see one right now. I'll get one next time I find one of these in the junkyard. I want to put the exact screw that belongs in there back in it. So we got this one. It sure didn't take much turning on that one. And sorry, I'm not a professional photographer, but I'm showing you what to do here. We're going to put these three across here above the glove box. Don't crack the plastic. No power tools required. Don't use them. And we got the one more over here on the side. Let me go over there. And one more. Again, it's the tapered one. Okay guys, that's all there is to it. So if you pull your, where am I at here, sensor out of there and it's cram packed full of dirt, just like that, just blow it out. And you know, I said in the beginning maybe electrical cleaner, but do not even use that. There was absolutely no reason to. Just lightly blow all that crap out of there with air and put it back in, and chances are it's going to work. You don't need it at all. So I guess I'll look into this trunk. Mom and Dad says sometimes it just doesn't pop, and I told them to hold, because this thing does have, I put remote start and keyless entry on this thing years ago, and if you hold this trunk button down for like 2 or 3 seconds, it should pop. So I told Dad, as he's holding that down back there, just peck on the trunk and it'll pop. So I think it's the actuator in there, because it doesn't even pop with the button in here, and those two, this button's not related to the remote, so it's got to be something in that actuator. So I guess we're going to change it. But anyway, that's all there is to getting your air functioning again. If it's not blowing properly, if it's switching back and forth between hot and cold, it's likely, some people call it the sniffer. It's the ATC, automatic temperature control sensor. And in most cases, it's just dirty. It just needs cleaned out. I mean, how old are these cars? 1989? I'm not even going to try to do the math. 30-some years old. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you and gives you confidence to do these things yourself without paying somebody and taking a chance on them tearing up your dash. So, that's all there is to it. I appreciate it. Please remember to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much for watching.